How much is the price, Chappie?
200 an hour, buddy.
You can see 22, 19, 22. They're all different ages. We're looking for younger looking females right now.
The stories behind the images are sickening.
That girl looks young and she said they're offering duos.
613?
The 613 number?
Yeah.
Young women, half of them underage, trapped in the sex trade. Durham Police's human trafficking unit is trying to find them and trying to show them a way out.
They can kind of give us clues where they are. So like Westney Road, 401, Ajax, Whitby. Carly helps out and gives their opinion, and we work together and try to find somebody and go talk to them.
Carly Church knows what to look for because she used to be in one of those ads.
Oh, I did see Kendall. Yeah, that was the first one you guys looked at.
Now she's the unit's secret weapon, one of the few human trafficking survivors to be embedded with a Canadian police force.
Most people who are being trafficked, there's a part of you that's like, is there another option? Or when I was involved, like if somebody came and said, there's somebody here that can talk to you, totally confidential, you know, nothing comes back to the police, you can have a conversation with her in complete privacy. I would have taken that opportunity for sure.
Carly works for Victim Services of Durham Region. 2 years ago, she and Detective Dave Davies joined forces to help victims escape sexual exploitation. Dave runs the unit. He calls her number 7.
We have 6 people in our unit, and we include her as 7. Even though she works for Victim Services, she's part of our team. We're making contact. We're providing them with support and assistance right then. There's no delay.
And they see that like we're there for them 100% and we're not interested in judging you. We're literally here if you need anything ever.
That's what I mean. You guys decide who's going to help. We need 4 to the door though, so.
Human trafficking or sex trafficking is one of the fastest growing crimes in Canada.
We'll talk about that.
The majority of victims are Canadian and female. Police typically answer ads posing as clients to find potential victims.
Are we going out this way?
Yeah.
But Dave says it was tough to build a rapport until Carly started coming along.
Okay, I'll be there. I'm just by the Wallies.
On this day, police will answer 2 ads. Both lead to hotel rooms nearby. They never know what to expect, but always start with an offer of help.
We went and saw a girl last week, and the first thing I said is, I don't want to hear your story right now. I said, I want to make sure that you're safe for one. Do you need to go to the hospital? Do you need anything medically? We care. And then Carly will do her piece after that.
Room 238. Yeah, go in the front, we'll do that, just because her room.
So he usually goes in separately.
Once at the hotel, officers go in first. They're undercover, and why we can't reveal their identities. They're securing the scene. Pimps sometimes hide in bathrooms or in adjoining rooms, and they can be armed. When it's safe, Carly can follow and tell whoever is behind that door. She too was once in a hotel room just like this one.
I'm with Durham Police, I'm looking to talk to you.
So my name's Carly. I'm actually a survivor of domestic sex trafficking. I had a pimp and he forced me to work in the sex trade.
Carly's painful past is now her power and part of Durham's bigger strategy to raise awareness.
I was in a new city and didn't even know where I was.
She shares her story at dozens of schools in the region and warns students traffickers prey on any vulnerability.
He is looking for somebody who maybe is being bullied in school. He's looking for somebody who maybe doesn't have that brand name clothing or brand new iPhone.
Carly says they go on to shower girls with praise and gifts.
We see that about 85% of people that we work with identify their trafficker to be their boyfriend. So it actually feels in this stage like you are in a loving relationship. It feels as if you have hit the jackpot, as if you have found your dream man.
Once hooked, victims are manipulated and coerced into the sex trade. It's shocking how many of the students relate to Carly's story.
Almost every presentation I have ever done, somebody has come up after and made a disclosure. Either this has happened to me, I think this is happening to me, or I know somebody that this is happening to. So that's like young people who had no idea that what was happening to them was wrong.
Disturbing too, say police, how many teenagers end up brutalized in a matter of weeks.
Are there any cases that you've had that really stick with you, either because they were really disturbing or?
Lots of them.
Can you tell us about them?
There's incidents with girls getting waterboarded, eating their own feces, being raped by massive dildos. There's so many.
It can be overwhelming and exhausting, but they're determined. Back at the hotel, Dave and Carly get the okay to come up. The young woman in the room wants to talk to Carly. Most of them do. Dave and the team wait outside. It can take a while. The bond between pimp and victim is twisted, and undercover officers say it's hard to untangle.
They believe that these people actually care about them.
Police have the right to take away underage girls, but when the young women are 18 and over, the job gets a lot harder.
They've been so manipulated into this. It's not that easy. We wish it was that easy, because we would take her right now.
But building trust is a slow process, and it's complicated. Victims depend on their pimps for survival, for food, shelter, and they're often dealing with trauma and substance abuse.
Carly's inside talking to the female inside there and just connecting with her with resources. We're just waiting for her to finish.
Any findings? Or?
Not yet. We'll wait and have a debrief at the end and kind of get all the information before we speak about what's happening. Do you want to close that? See you later. Bye. You're up.
You're good, thank you.
So do you want to just give a debrief on what she said?
She wants to be here.
The woman back in the hotel was young, but old enough to stay. She could be any one of their daughters, and Dave says that makes it personal.
What does that do to you guys as human beings?
Well, I think it makes you realize that, there's more to policing than just the negative part of it, arresting people and charging. There's always the positive part of finding a girl that's underage and helping her and getting her home, finding a missing girl that's in a hotel. That's where they find rewarding. And it's great. When you find one, everybody's ecstatic and we're like taking them home, take them to parents. It's rewarding.
The woman they left at the hotel didn't want to leave, but there's already a sign she might.
She's already sent me a text message after we left the room. She's aware that we're here to help in any way, so.
In your opinion, how did that go?
That's the type of meeting that I think is a success. For me, a win isn't somebody just leaving with us. A win is building a relationship and building a rapport. So if this is something that's not something she wants to do for the rest of her life, whether she's doing it independently or if she's being trafficked, she now knows that there's a resource that can offer other options.
How's it going?
Hi, good, how are you?
Okay, everybody, we're gonna get started.
The strategy here is to coordinate resources for victims. Carly and Dave meet regularly with Durham's Human Trafficking Coalition.
Is there any way that they can sign up as landlords that would be willing to rent to our clients?
They advocate for everything from safe housing to passes to amusement parks. Sometimes it's just about delivering a bit of joy.
One day as I was working with a client and she actually said, I just want to be a kid again. She's 16, she's still a kid and doesn't have the ability to do those things at this point. And her childhood has been kind of stripped from her because she's been working in the sex trade since she was 14.
This is the room that she's in.
Meantime, another hotel room, another conversation. Another young woman not ready to leave, at least not yet. But now, there's a good chance she will.
See you later. Bye.
Twice as many victims have come forward to police since the new strategy was adopted. And the ones who aren't ready to go that far are still reaching out to Carly. She's now supporting 240 trafficking survivors. The number has doubled in the last 2 years.
You're your own success story, so what do you want to leave with them?
I just want them to know that there is hope, that there is something else. Even if you've been in it for a short period of time, it feels like this is your life. That the mountain is too large to climb. So to be able to sit there and share with them that, 6 years ago I was there with you, I was there in the same spot as you, and now I actually get to come in here and talk to you. You see people's eyes light up, even for a second. you know, and that to me that's hope.
As for Dave, his instinct as an officer and a father is to bring someone home safely. Tonight, he's driving back alone.
You calling it a night?
Yeah, we're gonna head back to the office, and the guys have a bunch of meetings tomorrow and follow-ups, and never ends.
But he knows a call for help could come weeks, even months after a night like this. And right now, that's enough.
Did you ever get discouraged?
No, not at all.
Joanna Rumiliotis, CBC News, Oshawa, Ontario.